we go, guys. Another Saturday, another unboxing. This week we have for you McFarlane Collector's Edition Multiverse Hawkgirl. This is a Platinum Edition Hawkgirl. It's called the Justice League of America Hawkgirl, which I believe they squeezed out in time for the Superman movie because she is in that. Now, I believe there was also a Hawkgirl release for the Black Adam movie. I'm not 1,000% positive on that. So if I'm wrong, let me know down below in the comments. But I'm pretty sure there has been a previous Hawkgirl release that I did never get my hands on. So let's take a peek at this one, okay? She's got realistic wings there. They are feathered, and I don't remember. It's been so long since I read Justice League or Justice Society or any of those books that she was in. I don't remember how accurate these wings are to the comic. She's got a big old mace in there, which that reminds me of the animated series. They had, remember the Justice League animated series? And it was Justice League and then Justice League Unlimited. So she had that, I think it was an nth metal mace on there that had like electric, and almost like magic powers to it, or something along those lines. So that's what that reminds me of. Let's take a peek at the back of the box. Very, very cool. So this, I believe, is supposed to be Kendra Saunders, who, if I remember correctly, was introduced in Justice Society. And I'm not 1,000% on all that information. Then she graduated to Justice League, and she has, if you can see it there on that hand that's stretched out, she actually has claws there. I'd never even noticed that before. And then on the boot, like a clawed foot. That's interesting. There's details I've never noticed before. All right, so let's get her out of there, because that costume there, hold on, is not this costume. So is this more Shiera Hall? I don't know. It's been so long since I've read comics, I just don't know anymore. I gave up on DC and whatnot back in, what was the, not Infinite Crisis, before that. 52. Right after the 52, when they released there was like a mini-series or maxi series, if you will, because they released a new comic every week. So right after that, when the 52 ended, no, it was when the new 52 launched. The new 52 launched, that was pretty much the end for me. So let's take her out of there. So this is either Kendra or Shiera, and I'm leaning towards Shiera, to tell the truth, because it gives me that vibe. So let's take her out of there and see how it looks. Hold on one sec. All right, so before we get Shiera set up here, I'm leaning towards Shiera. I'm just going to call her Shiera because that's what it reminds me of. Now, what we're looking at here does not remind me of Shiera. It reminds me of Kendra. But I'm pretty sure that's a Shiera Hawkgirl. Somebody who knows more about these, let me know, because this looks like almost like Golden Age style Shiera. Yeah, Shiera Hall. And that right there is definitely not Shiera. But there was, in the comics, there was a lot of, what do they call that? Reincarnation there. And so, I don't know. I don't know which one's which. But that's okay. So the card that is there is the back of the box art, and I'm not actually going to take that off of there. I'm going to leave it. I usually take those cards off, but I'm going to leave it, as well as the stand there. Now, that is the same type of stand that we used with Kite Man, I believe. That is the same kind of DC stand. Now, I have, I think, 2 of those stands around, and one of them is Kite Man's, and I'm going to use that for Shiera, so I don't have to take that off the box. I'm just going to, or take it off the packaging, I should say. All right, let's get Shiera set up. All right, this turned out really, really good. I like the way this looks, and I'm thinking she's going to get her own spot on a shelf because, I mean, check out that wingspan. So the wings unfold, obviously, and there's hinges back there so they can fold down. I'm going to leave it like this because, I mean, you get the full appeal real quick with the spread out wings. Look at that. That is crazy. Now, I'm going with Shiera here, and the only reason is because this definitely looks like Golden Age costuming to me. And I think, not to this to come weird, but that symbol on the belt, I believe, is the old Hawkman symbol, Hawkgirl symbol, what have you. So I think that's what we've got here. Now, I changed out the hand. There is there is 2 extra sets of hands for her, which we don't need to take a look at right here. But I changed out the hand so we could use that mace because it turned out the mace didn't fit in the other hand. Well, I couldn't get it without bending those fingers, and I wasn't about to do that. Now, interesting here. Hold on, we're going to do this again. Look at the pouches and whatnot on this belt. That's very cool. And if you look here, look at the spikes on those, I don't know what they call the bracers, those big arm gauntlets, if you will, that she has. Those are very cool. And then up here, try not to look like a weirdo, but see that big metal piece there on the upper forearm? That's interesting. Look at the details on those feathers, though. That is really, really crazy. They did a really good job on this, McFarlane did. Let's go back out. Let's check out the detail on the mask. That looks super cool. On the side, you can't do it with the base in the way. We'll have to move her around a little bit. But this turned out really good. Let's zoom out. So, not crazy on the detail. Now, and the reason I don't think this is Kendra, remember how we were looking at the box art and it showed like the skeleton bird claw on the boot? This one does not have that. So I do believe this is the Shiera version. Now, this is not the version that shows up in the movie, I'm pretty sure, even though I have not watched the movie yet. I think this was just put out, and maybe it was bad. Let's look at the back there. Check out those crazy wings. Let's zoom in on those real fast. That is insane. Now, I don't think this was put out for the movie. I think this was just like a Justice League Hawkgirl that they put out. And they're like, well, Hawkgirl's in the movie. Let's put out this Justice League Hawkgirl. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was just timed differently. I don't know. Maybe I just got lucky and this wasn't even supposed to be out. And they put it in the Superman section of the Walmart. I think this was Walmart. I'm pretty sure. Great details on this thing, isn't there? Not as much detail on the back with the belt and all that kind of stuff. Obviously, everything here is about the wings. Now, we're going to have to take a look at the joints real quick. Hold on. All right, so I folded in the wings so you can see that real quick. Now, Shiera, one of those. It's either or. So we have some shoulder movement, obviously, there in the joint. There is a one here, one at the elbow. Actually, that elbow is like a double joint and a wrist as well. Then down here, you have some waist articulation a little bit. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. You have a upper thigh, hip area there. You have the knee as well, which I can't do one-handed. You can bent it a little bit there. See? All right, and then down, ow, just pinched myself. And down here you have a ankle, and does the boot, did the toe of the boot too? Yep, toe of the boot too. See that? Toe of the boot does as well. Wings do bend back. See that? So you can do that. That's cool. Looks really good. So she has superposability there. That is a really well done action figure. I do like this a lot. Now, what do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more cool action figure unboxings as well as Funko stuff that we do on the channel and all that good things. There are retro toy hunts on here, as well as every day of the week we feature at least one toy hunt short, something cool I've seen out in the wild. Not something that I necessarily added to the collection. But check out those gameplay videos every day of the week, usually. And that's it. So, Shire turned out really awesome. I don't think this is Kendra. Again, tell me what you think down below in the comments. And I will see you next week with another super cool unboxing. I don't know what it'll be yet, but something awesome. Guys, I will see you real soon. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy.